You ever notice how the longer a man stays single, the more people start whispering, "What's wrong with him?" They don't say it out loud, but you can feel it in the way they ask, as if solitude is a sickness, as if being alone must mean you're broken. But here's the truth most won't admit. Sometimes the longer a man is single, the stronger he becomes. That's the hook, the part they don't get. Because while the world rushes to pair up, to swipe right, to chase comfort and validation in someone else's eyes, the Stoic man sits with himself. He doesn't fill the silence. He learns from it. See, time alone isn't empty. It's a forge. It strips away the noise and hands you the mirror. You face your weaknesses, your regrets, your past, not to dwell, but to understand. And understanding yourself, that's a superpower most never develop. He learns to enjoy his own company, to build habits without needing to impress anyone, to grow on his own terms. His validation doesn't come from hearts on a screen or someone clinging to his arm. It comes from the quiet confidence that he knows who he is. Don't get me wrong, this isn't about isolation. It's about clarity, about not rushing to fill a void that was meant to be explored, not avoided. So if you're single, and it's been a while, don't buy into the lie that you're falling behind. You might just be doing the one thing most people are too scared to try, becoming whole before becoming someone's. There's this quiet power that builds when a man learns to stand on his own, not in defiance, not to prove anything, but because he knows the value of his peace. And peace, once earned, isn't something you trade away easily. That's why the longer a man is single, the less he tolerates nonsense. He sees through games. He recognizes red flags faster. He's not desperate to fill a space because he's already filled it with purpose. You see, solitude teaches standards. When you've spent enough time with yourself, you stop settling for connections that drain you. You stop entertaining half-effort conversations and lukewarm intentions because you've done the work. You've grown roots, and now anything less than real doesn't stand a chance. This kind of man, he doesn't just choose any relationship, he chooses alignment. He's not looking for someone to complete him. That phrase, it's the biggest myth we've ever sold. He's looking for someone who's already whole, just like he is. Someone to walk with, not someone to carry or be carried by. The Stoics would call this inner citadel, your unshakable core, built not in the noise, but in the silence, not by running from solitude, but by leaning into it. And here's the beautiful twist. The man who needs no one becomes the one most people are drawn to, not because he's trying to be, but because stillness is magnetic in a world of chaos. So, if you're in that season, embrace it, protect it, build in it. Because what you're doing isn't just being single, it's becoming solid. But let's be real, there are nights when it hits, when the silence doesn't feel like strength, it feels like a weight. When you wonder if you've missed your moment, or if you're just fooling yourself into thinking this path has meaning. That's when the work goes deeper. That's when the Stoic in you is truly tested. Because choosing solitude isn't about avoiding pain. It's about confronting it without distractions. It's about standing in the storm of doubt and saying, "I'm still here." Most people never reach this place. They distract, they run, they rebound. But you're choosing the harder road. And that road sharpens you. It teaches you how to regulate your emotions, not dump them on someone else. It shows you the difference between loneliness and being alone. One is an ache, the other is an art. And in that space, something sacred happens. Your values become unshakable. You get clear on what you stand for. You know what kind of energy you want around you and what you'll never tolerate again. A man who's been through the fire of solitude doesn't flinch at rejection. He doesn't chase validation, doesn't beg to be seen, because he sees himself. He respects himself. He's not arrogant, he's anchored. That's rare, and rare is valuable. So when people wonder why you're still single, let them. Smile. Let them make their assumptions. They have no idea you're not stuck. You're sculpting. You're not waiting. You're preparing. Because when you do choose to share your life, it won't be from a place of lack. It'll be from a place of strength, of choice, not need. Here's the truth most don't talk about. Being single isn't a pause in your story. It is the story. It's the chapter where you build the foundation no one else can see. The part where you stop being who the world told you to be and start becoming who you were meant to be. And that man, he walks differently. He's calm in chaos, clear in confusion, because he's been through the nights of doubt, through the silence, through the sharpening, and he came out with something most people never find: inner freedom. He doesn't fear being alone anymore. In fact, he protects it. Not because he's closed off, but because he knows peace is priceless. And anyone who comes into his life now, they're not filling a void, they're adding to an already full cup. The longer a man is single, the more he sees the difference between attention and connection, between attraction and alignment. He no longer asks, "Do they like me?" He asks, "Does this serve both of us? Does this make me better or distract me from my path?" That's real maturity. That's Stoic thinking in motion. Not being cold or distant, but being discerning. Not guarded, but grounded. So if you're walking this road right now, walk it with your head high. You're not falling behind. You're rising above the noise. You're not being left out. You're leveling up. And when the time comes to open your world to someone else, you'll know exactly who you are. And that's the greatest gift you could ever offer. Stay the path. You're not alone. You're becoming.